basket in an explosion of winter berries. Cat threw her bow and quiver over her shoulder, squatted to grab the limb upon which she balanced, and swung down to drop onto the forest floor. "'Tis Michael," she called, running over to the beast. Nathaniel stood by it, his sword out. She brushed past him and inhaled without thought, something she always did when getting close to the damnably handsome Englishman. Oh, he smelled clean, with a hint of masculine musk. "What the bloody hell are you doing here?" Cat asked, crouching. Her shot had been clean and quick, felling the animal swiftly. "Saving your lovely neck." He squatted down on the other side. Cat raised her gaze to his, meeting his fierce frown with a glare of her own. "You did see me up in a tree, English." Looking back, she placed her palm against the boar's bristled throat. "Thank you for your life," she murmured in Gaelic, sending a quick prayer for the animal that would provide food for many. Her hand shook where it lay, a consequence of the energy running through her, and she curled it into a fist. "It could have hit the tree," he said. "Knocked you out of it so that you hit your head and were rendered unconscious." He cursed low. She huffed. "I do not fall out of trees, and I do not hit my head." "At least then you would not have felt it trample and gore you to death." He yanked his dagger from the boar's forehead, wiping it on the damp leaves. "What were you doing out here alone?" She tipped her face to see him and frowned, giving him a look that called him idiot. "I was having tea with the wee fairy folk," she said, and gripped the arrow shaft. "Cat." "Hunting for holly and winterberry, but I heard the boar in the bushes." She tugged on the arrow until it slid free. "So I climbed above and waited for my chance, which you almost ruined." She stood, walking to his brown and black horse where she'd spotted a rope tied to the saddle. Unhooking it, she hurried back. "I hunt for the school." She wiped the blood from the arrow onto a patch of snow. "This beast will feed us for a month." Nathaniel's deep brown hair had grown longer since he'd arrived at Finlarig back in the summer, when his sisters had come north to steal the Campbell clan castle to make into a school for ladies. Just like the rest of the clan, at first Cat had despised the English sisters, Evelyn and Scarlett Worthington. Then Grey Campbell, the chief, had wed Evelyn, and Aidan Campbell, a warrior, had wed Scarlett. Nathaniel Worthington was the sister's brother and Viscount of Lincolnshire, with a huge estate back in England. But instead of returning to his entitled life, the Englishman had lingered at Finlarig Castle. He stood across from her, tall like the warriors with whom she'd grown up, his shoulders broad in his fitted English coat. His hair hung loose about the clipped beard covering a strong jawline. He raked his head with one large hand and exhaled with a deep huff. "You should not wander alone in the woods." "I work best alone," she answered. Brows bent, she gave him such a sharp look that he should be bleeding through the rich white shirt he likely wore under his combed jacket. "And I am the most lethal thing out here." He gestured toward her. "You can take down a man now with all your training, but a 300-pound beast bent on tearing you apart—" He let the rest hang and shook his head. "How the hell were you even going to get it out of the forest?" His voice had grown until it filled the copse of winter-bare oaks and soaring pines. Anger churned inside Cat, her glare matching his. The man had arrived months ago and had hardly spoken to her after she'd healed him from gunshot. Avoidance had become their game, yet now he roared at her. She planted hands on her hips, tipping them to one side. "I cannot imagine what kind of hunting expeditions you do in your groomed forests of Lincolnshire, but here I could not know that I would be up against the largest of beasts. They are rare, and I am no witch with the gift of sight." She looked around. "Get your horse. We can tie it to him to drag back." She heard him curse under his breath. "Wait here," he said, for no reason. She wasn't likely to run off when she'd brought down a feast. A slight smile curved her lips at the small win with the man. She tied the rope around the boar, under his front legs, looking purposely down at the beast, because every time she let her eyes settle on the blasted handsome man, they lingered, almost as if he were magnetic ore. Irritation swelled anew within her. "Why are you even out here in the cold, wet forest?" "Evelyn sent me to find you," he answered.